I have not been in the loop with what's going on for RuneScape 3. All I know is that there is a battle pass they tried to implement into RuneScape 3, and people were really upset over it. They did not like it. Protoxx here has a video that's gotten a bit of traction, bit of heat. I'd like to check it out because I've seen screenshots of people going off at Jagex for not liking this content. Unfortunately, Fuckface in the chat has spoiled the end result for what's happening here at the moment, but we're still going to watch it anyway because I want to see it unfold. I want to see what's happening. And like, as old school RuneScape players, any opportunity to look at RS3 suffer is a big dub. So Jagex is lying to you by Protoxx. Let me know if it's too quiet.
Hero Pass just released, and it's not
Hero Pass, not Battle Pass.
what it's supposed to be, and Jagex is misleading you in broad daylight. Let's start by talking about the Hero Pass's length, because understanding how long it takes to complete will offer you an educated perspective on everything else wrong with it. Hero Pass...
So, let me upgrade the quality. I'm going to be pausing and talking a lot here because I don't really know. I'm assuming that I didn't know that this was incoming to the game, so they already bought it to the game, which is, it's obviously a battle pass, hero pass, same thing. Did they pitch something else and get this voted into the game? Is that why it's here? Because he's made it sound like they basically pitched it to the community. The community said yes, and then it came to the game and it wasn't what they pitched. That's what it sounds like. I actually don't get to vote. Okay, so they just kind of told them we're going to do this and then brought it to the game. Why would you lie about it then? That doesn't sound like a smart thing to do. Jagex possibly getting sold. Haven't really looked into it, but a bunch of news things on it. Oh, they just, I think it's on the open market, that's all. It's been listed in the UK. They didn't vote it, but they teased it as a new piece of content that will alter one of the core aspects of how the game is played. Right. Well, let's be honest. Microtransactions is a core part of the way RuneScape 3 is played, so that sounds like it's on brand for me. They pitched it as making Dailyscape better, but it's much worse. Okay, let's have a look. Thank you for the context.
Complete will offer you an educated perspective on everything else wrong with it. Hero Pass has 120 levels, 99 of which are 1,000 points each, with the last 21 levels, so levels 100 to 120, requiring 3,000 points each. In total, this means that the Hero Pass has 162,000 points, although there's a Discover mission which gives you 1,250 points for pretty much just exploring the interface and completing a single daily, giving you a grand total of 1,250 points. So let's say that in total you need to gain 160,750 hero points to complete this hero pass.
Yeah, because the 1250, alright. Okay, it's kind of like getting your level to 99 and then only being 2/3 of the way there.
Currently, you can gain 240 points per hour skilling and 240 points per hour for doing combat as well.
Skilling 200, you occasionally gain 2-point drops in quick succession. I noticed you gain 12 every 3 minutes. So you just get points for playing the game. As soon as you gain 1,000 marks of war. Do you have to pay to unlock this? Is this like you buy the pass, then you have to play to unlock it? What's up, Jono? How are you, man? Or is it something everyone has regardless? Next year we'll have Fortnite content in RS3. No, we'll have RS3 content in, or concerts in RS3, sorry. Yeah, why not, dude? I don't understand. Do you have to buy this to unlock? If it's extra from membership, that's cringe. Yeah, if you're already a member, you should probably have access to it already, right? You'd think. But for 240 points, how many points did you say that you need in total? 160,000. What's that? Let's do the math real quick. If you just skilled 240, that's 666 hours of skilling. If you times that by 10,000, that's 6.6 million mining XP at the Duke Circular Salt Mine. So that's not too bad. That's only like 3 months, really. What's that, divided by 1.7 mil? If you did this in old school RuneScape... Hold on. I've done something wrong here. Yes, hold on. Go back. But point is, it's about 3 months of mining, all right? So we're fine. It's all good. I think there's some extra rewards for Premier Club members that were a bit unbalanced too, that pissed people off. Okay, we'll have a look.
If you're killing bosses, you're able to gain an additional point for every 5 marks of war, and as you're able to gain 1,000 marks of war per hour, that would mean you'd be able to gain 200 points more per hour doing some kind of AFK boss For
Okay.
example, AFK Arch Glacier with all mechanic turned on. This means that bossing, AFK bossing that is 440 points per hour at best. You can also do clues where you gain a single point for every clue step you complete. So if you were to do easy clues at a rate of 25 to 50 clues per hour, you'd be getting around 100 to 200 points per hour. With these rates
Fuck
in
that.
mind, it would take you shockingly long to complete the hero pass, but
Yep.
thankfully, there's dailies, weeklies, weekly general, and special missions. You're able
Yep.
to gain 375 points for dailies 1, 2, and 3 every single day. You're able to gain 1,250 points per weekly task, which also expires, by the way. Assuming you
375 points a day, but you need 1,000 points to... I appreciate the 18 months of support, but I'm trying to record a fucking video here, mate. Thank you very much, Mr. McCoss. I appreciate it. 375 points a day, and you need 1,000 for a level. So you're getting a level every 3 days, plus this. You're probably getting 3 levels a week just by dailies and weeklies, if you do nothing but log in.
complete this weekly task, you'll
cringe.
have another 12 to complete throughout the 3-month-long duration. So that's 13
Oh,
times.
it only lasts 3
450
months?
points in
Past it
total.
into 91
There's
days.
also
Wow.
weekly general missions which do not expire and give you 2,000 points each.
So-
So that's another 13 missions you can complete. We then have special missions, of which there's a couple right now. I'm not sure if more will be added,
5,000 points.
but all of
Not
these in
bad.
total will give you 20,000 Hero Pass points. This means that by completing every single mission, you would be able to complete 40% of the entire Battle Pass, which is a significant amount. This isn't including the amount of points you would gain by actually
That's more than 40%, 96,000. That's probably closer to 60%, right? It's a bit worse than just logging in. I'd imagine so. New RS3 concept, yeah. Apparently there's a battle pass, and it's apparently it looks like you have 90 days to complete the pass, and it's probably going to take longer than that for most people. That's bread maths. That is bread maths. I'm pretty sure that's more than 40%.
by
But
completing those tasks, for which you would also gain points, of course. Now, if you watched my previous video on the announcement of Hero Pass, you know
haven't.
that the goal of Hero Pass was to improve dailyscape by extending how long dailies take, because they now definitely take longer, reducing the amount of XP they give, reducing or removing the daily keys you get from them, and now daily missions that expire, mind you, account for
Wow.
21% of the total points you need to complete the Hero Pass.
so that's just for the dailies. They've made dailies worse. Worse XP, worse XP, longer to do, and then that's only just over 20% of the pass. That's kind of cringe.
Daily missions expire every single day, meaning that if you do not log on every single day to complete these missions,
That's normal
you
though.
are completing
Dailies
this
expiring.
pass 20% slower than everybody else. Not to mention you're missing out on your treasure hunter keys, which you would be getting from your daily challenges. So not only did your daily challenges get nerfed, you're now being misled into thinking that dailyscape is less important, while in fact, if you want these cool cosmetics, conjure overrides, and the gameplay buffs, which we're going to get to in just a second, well,
Okay.
you're going to have to play daily to get there quickly, or play far more to catch up.
Yeah.
Or you
I
could
think
just spend-
in battle passes, dailies normally do reset every day. That's standard. If in my experience, I'm pretty sure. So you need to do the shit dailies that take forever, or or else you fall behind. Well, I guess then that it sounds like the battle pass is probably more suited for, or the hero pass is more suited for those that don't just purely do dailies, right? But at the same time, even if you do play the game actively, doing the dailies is just going to be more tedious. It's kind of shit.
Money to buy
Regardless.
skips, which is something we're going to get to. But for now, let's focus on how long this Hero Pass takes to complete. Okay, so we know how many points we gain from completing these missions.
Yep.
You would need to spend an average of 195 to 357 hours to complete the entire Hero Pass, assuming you complete every single daily and the weekly plus weekly.
I'm
general
assuming
missions.
he's got easy clues on here because doing clues beyond easy are too slow to be worth doing the points, right? Because it's 1 point per step, regardless of it being medium and so on. Medium, hard, elite, I'd imagine. But you have to do nearly 8 hours of skill in combat a day. Most people don't have time for that shit, man. I'm right? Okay, yeah. Okay. That's the thing, that people don't have time for 8 hours of skilling and combat a day. That's why people AFK. So that's... It sounds like this hero pass is mostly for those who are playing like competitively or consistently every day. Seems to be the targeting streamers and people that play a shit ton of RS3. Yeah, not the casual RS3 players.
Or about 2.2 to 4 hours per day, which I think is a lot to ask from players if you consider that they also need to complete these missions, okay? That's a lot of time every single day. Do keep in mind that these hours do not take into account points gained while completing tasks. It only takes into account the end reward you gain from those missions and takes that off the total 160,750 points you need. But in reality, it's not going to be that far off. Now, let's say you complete every single mission, every daily, weekly, and all the special missions. How much time would you need to play every single day? Well, about 1.7 to 3 hours per day, which is almost reasonable. But I would still say that's too long, especially if you're completing all those missions, which forces a certain type of gameplay. I think a battle pass should take no longer than 2 hours per day, or less if you're completing missions. Any game that requires you to play more than 2 hours per day, forcing you to do a certain playstyle by completing these missions, by the way, because that's forcing a playstyle. If you have to do Raptor Slayer tasks, you have to do, I don't know, D&Ds you don't like doing, or you've maxed out your XP, is not good. Even if the game is...
I think with most the most experience I have at battle passes is, I had the Warzone Call of Duty one, and that was just kill cunts. I don't think there was even really objectives with that. There was like, what, fucking use a C4 or something, or pick up a dead body and fuck it or something. I don't know. But then PUBG, I play PUBG a fair bit, and I've got battle pass on that, and it's pretty generic. It's like, use 10 bandages, or, you know, fill up a car, and it's a weekly, and it's easy. It sounds like this is a lot more complicated and way too in depth for a battle pass, really. This will come to OSRS at some point, Lamau. It's opinions like that give me no faith in my chat, to be honest. Absolutely not. That's a dumb fucking take. Looks like No Monkey will be busy for about a week and a half before he's asking for more content. Yep. And then turns out he's cheating. If you don't get nerdlog twice a day, you're a normie. Yeah, most people would be normies, I'd say. This would be like being required to do 3 hours of next and spamming easy clears before you can actually play / do what you want to do. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of tedious tasks people don't want to do. Hey, little retard chatter, if you think this is coming to OSRS, yeah, I know, it's fine. This kind of thing will never be in OSRS. No, it won't. My question is, how much does it cost? Well, yeah, I don't know. How much does it cost? What is it? The RuneScape 3? Well, they got rid of it now, haven't they, apparently? So, Hero Pass player feedback. Surely we can just Google the price. Hero Pass cost. No, I don't want to buy gold. Fuck off. The Hero Pass. Has it got a price on here? I don't see anything on here about a price. Just giving it a quick scan. Doesn't look like it. This is insanely not worth it. Oh, absolutely not. Even if it was free, it's not worth it. Wasn't it like 24 bonds or something? 24 bonds, dude? That's a lot of money. The thing is that it's not worth it even if it's free, because like you'd assume that these cosmetics aren't going to come back into the game, right? Whatever rewards are on here, this is the only way to get them, and then that's the nature of RS3. If you don't do this now, you're never getting the Crimson Guardian outfit. That's game over. So your account becomes more valuable then at that point. You kind of want to unlock the cosmetics. It's the only time you're going to get them. It's not even worth your time. Do you dye your hair? No, I do not. We need to hear what Asmongold has to say about this. Yeah, we can react.
As AFK Ball's RuneScape, and the average player probably has a longer play session than a player playing, I don't know, Far Cry or something. That isn't an excuse. And the reason that isn't an excuse is because not everyone has the ability to AFK RuneScape at their job.
No, of course,
not everyone
absolutely.
can commit even AFK hours to a game like this.
No one should be AFKing RuneScape at their job. You're at work, you're getting paid. You should be doing your job, not playing games. I do it anyway, but still.
Day. For every daily you miss, you're going to need to spend around 93 minutes to catch up doing normal skilling or combat AFK gameplay. So while the Battle Pass doesn't take incredibly long to complete, it does if you start missing out on missions.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit too slow for my liking.
Yeah,
And
if you take a day off, it just forces you back further and further, right? You should be raiding at work. Absolutely, you should be. 50% of my chat, yeah, most of my chatters are watching me or playing RuneScape, or both at work. It's incredible. Underworld emblems, purchase emblems to spend on exclusive items in the hero stores. 625 behind me, okay. Purchase the hero pass level for instant access to hero pass rewards. Oh, why don't you just buy the levels? Just buy 40 levels. It's got to be like $300. Why not just do that? What's everyone complaining about? But you'll spend $40 on a pair of fucking wings that you're not going to use after 3 weeks, but you won't buy 40 fucking levels? Come on, man. It's RuneScape 3.
knows this, and that's why they're selling skips yet again. For bonds and also for
Well,
iron
yeah,
money.
selling skips is part of a battle pass. Every battle pass sells skips. That's nothing new. You can't blame Jagex for that. That's the nature of battle passes. It's how you beat FOMO. If someone comes to the game 3 days late, 30 days late, 10 days late into the battle pass, you can buy skips. People buy skips immediately. Like, that's nothing new, and I would not blame Jagex for having that feature at all. It's free money. Whales are going to do it.
You can complete the entire hero pass by spending just 24 bonds.
Oh, it's 24 bonds to complete
bonds
it. That's not bad.
100.
It's cheaper than I expected.
Levels. And what's worse is that these level skips become stronger as you go up, because the levels after level 99 require 3,000 points each. So a level skip then is far more valuable. How much more valuable? Well, a bond is worth 5,000 points, so about 20.8 hours of skilling gameplay if you are levels 1 to 99.
He had it in euros, and that's not real money. Let's do it in real money. Let's go. How much does the bond cost? Do RS3 and let's go RuneScape 3 bonds, just in case they're not the same. RuneScape 3 bonds in real money, which is just dollars. Let's have a look. They cost buy bonds. Oh god. 10 Australian dollars for a bond. That's a nice round number. Sorry, $10. In Australia, it costs you $10 for a bond. So it's only going to cost you $240 Australian, which is in American, what, like under $200 to complete the pass? That's not bad in terms of RS3. You guys have spent more money on less shit.
And for
like you
100 to 120, they're worth 15,000 points, or about 62.5 hours of gameplay. Jagex knows exactly what they were doing, and they were kind enough to not even talk about these skips during the live stream or the initial posting of Hero Pass.
I don't think that's a problem. Like, okay, they didn't talk about the skips. Is that scummy? You could argue it is, but it's a fucking battle pass. It's a hero pass. Name a battle pass that doesn't have level skips that you can pay for online. That's the nature of them. So I don't think, like, that's probably a low blow at Jagex. Could they have mentioned it? Sure, but you shouldn't be fucking surprised if that feature's in there.
Alternatively, you can also go on your mobile device, log in, and buy Hero Pass skips for money directly.
Perfect.
Instead of using bonds. And the entire Hero Pass would cost you 141 euros if you wanted to skip the entire thing straight away. Which is just absurd. Now, you might be wondering, well, you don't really need to complete Hero Pass, don't you? It's just cosmetics. And, you know, some people want them more than others. And that's true. But this Hero Pass has gameplay buffs in the form of charges. And you're going to want to have these depending on what you're doing in the game.
Okay.
What's really disgusting about these charges is that the majority of these are locked early on, that is, behind the premium reward tier. So the tier that only Premier Club members have access to for free. Even though they're technically...
So what's a Premium Club member?
Paying in advance for membership and all that kind of stuff.
What is a Premium Club member? Is that the thing that I've seen Jagex advertise? You get like cheap membership and shit? How can you be surprised when you're playing RS3? Well, exactly. €1 is $1.07. Damn, the euro sucks. Used to be way more than that. It's a year-long membership. Premium Club is when you pay the 12 months up front. Okay. So you can only get this... You can only get these charges that are buffs in the game if you're a Premier Club member. Alright.
Have a look at the Chaos War charges. At level 17, we get 12 of them if we have the Premium Pass. At level 57, we get another 12 Premium Pass. And then finally...
Oh, so the Hero Pass is free. You don't have to pay for the Hero Pass. Okay. I unironically don't see a problem with that.
27, free players without Premier Club membership get 16 Chaos War charges. So Premium Pass players get 150% more Chaos War charges, and they get them way sooner. Unless, of course, you buy the Premier Pass, which you can only get by being a Premier Club member, so buying yearly membership, or spending 3 bonds, or buying it directly on mobile for 18 euros.
So I think that's a bit weird. On the one hand, I understand it's like you're a Premier member, so you should have access to it, but at the same time, that you should... Like, why not have it so you could just buy access to it without being a Premier member? But I'm getting the sense that this guy's never seen a Battle Pass before. Because to me, when I look at that, that's a Battle Pass right there. Like pick a game. Battle Passes are free in increments, but most of it is like if you pay for it, you'll get the extra rewards. You get to level 81, that's free, but then you pay, you'll get all the rewards before level 81, right? So that's how a Battle Pass works. That's nothing new to me. I don't think that's a problem. Linking it to the Premier Club is a bit weird because that means you have to pay 12 months up front and the pass only lasts 91 days, so it's like, you know, what are you going to do for the other 270 days of your membership? Battle Pass and subscription-based games are a problem. Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? You're already paying for the game, so why should you have to pay for the Battle Pass too at the same time? Maybe it'd be wise to have an option that's, if you're a Premier member, you've already got access to the Battle Pass, or you can just buy access to the Premier Battle Pass without being a Premier member. But there are some gameplay advantages. Of course, there's gameplay advantages, yeah, but that's how Battle Passes work by, you know, there's not a single Battle Pass out there that is entirely free. That's the point of them. If Jagex didn't pitch that to the community, then yeah, that's on Jagex's, you know, that's their fault. You're missing some context? Yeah, okay, they had previously had Battle Pass called Yak Tracks, okay, which weren't even remotely as bad as this. They were grinding, but this is way more grindy. Okay, I see. Yeah, see, that's a lot of context I'm missing, unfortunately, with this. Just from where I'm looking at it, this is what a Battle Pass looks like to me. DRG has a Battle Pass, free Battle Pass. What's DRG? They want people who have sunk a year of membership money into members to get FOMO and buy levels of if they miss a day. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot more effort that goes into this Battle Pass than you should be putting into it. Absolutely. A D-Rock Galactic. I've played a little bit of that. I'd imagine that's the same opinion for most people. The main problem isn't the fact that you pay. It's that if you don't, it's basically impossible. Yeah, I think that's a valid point. Yeah, it looks like this Battle Pass or Hero Pass is way more difficult to complete than it should be. Like, it should be at least twice as easy to complete than what it is, at minimum. Double all the points you get, or half the amount of points needed to complete shit. Obviously, they didn't balance it very well. But in just looking at it, that's the standard for a Battle Pass. If content is locked behind being, you know, paying for it, then sure. But the way that you're paying for it to a Premier is very weird. Jagex came out and said the Hero Pass was designed for like 30% of people to complete. Well, that's silly, because then how are you going to make money? They should make it designed for more than 50%, because then more people will spend more money. Bad marketing.
And they get them way sooner. Unless, of course, you buy the Premier Pass, which you can only get by being a Premier Club member, so buying yearly membership, or spending 3 bonds, or buying it directly on mobile for 18 euros. And let's not forget that some of these buffs are incredibly strong.
Oh, you can do that.
Ward 1.
Is that what we just saw? Premier Hero Pass. Okay, so you can just buy the Premier Hero Pass then. Okay. $18, that's okay. That's normal. That's probably a bit too expensive. If $18 sounds like a lot. Yeah, maybe like $15 is normal for a Battle Pass in most games, I'd say. Yeah, so that's standard.
In euros. And let's not forget that some of these buffs are incredibly strong. The Chaos Ward 1 allows you to reduce damage at one of the hardest bosses in RuneScape by 20%. So that means you have 150% more kills with 20% damage reduction just because you're a Premier Club member or you decided to buy the Premier Pass. This shouldn't be the case. Special cosmetics should be locked behind a paywall. Gameplay changing buffs should not be something players locked out of just because they don't have Premier Club membership or they didn't spend 3 bonds to get the Premier Pass.
I think that's fair. I think if it's cosmetic, it's totally fine. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. If it's giving you a serious tactical advantage over other players, it's a problem. I think that I can't. Most battle passes are mostly cosmetic, right? So Being surprised by RS3 being pay to win is pretty wild, though. Yeah, I mean, that does essentially make it pay to win, which is all that we know about RS3, really. I read and saw an article that Jagex is/was planning on selling company recently, and this battle pass was to show a high profit, is what some people think. Well, it's not, because it didn't work. I'm 50 mil mining XP and I find nothing wrong with the Duke stuff. We're just talking about Runescape 3 at the moment. Just saying this caused 70% of people to get mad about it. They lost some whales too, though, at least according to the post on the subreddit. They'll be back.
So many things wrong with Hero Pass and the intended reasons to replace Yaktrack with this system that I challenge Jagex to make it right. Remove Hero Pass, take a step back, and actually listen to the community that is clearly upset.
They should add a polling system to RS3. Requires 75% yes votes to pass when they add content to the game. They should do that.
Rebalancing how these gameplay buff rewards are given out. Give players back their daily keys for daily missions, and actually reduce daily FOMO by removing the expiration date for daily missions so that you can complete these whenever you want. And never, ever call an MTX update a major update again.
That's a good call. It's 70%, they lowered it. Well, no, there's no poll system at all in RS3 as far as I know. So I don't think they lowered anything. So, yeah, looks like... We'll look at the other video now too. We'll go back to back. Looks like the pass is... Yeah. You shouldn't have... It should be purely cosmetic stuff that's been locked. That way, I think the FOMO is fair. In OSRS, we're talking about RS3 here, mate. Yeah, I think if you're going to have shit that's affecting like combat in game and actually gives you an advantage over other players, that's a bit of a problem. But also, I'm not really surprised at being RuneScape 3 at the end of the day. Life cycle of RS3 has literally always been players play game, Jagex makes update, players don't like it, players leave, new gen comes along, players come back. That's it. RS3 people never had a choice. Why give them one now? Yeah, it was the joke about the poll. Jagex wants to make money, not please the community in RS3. I don't think they care because people pay anyway. I just think that they don't really need to bother, right? They don't need to worry about the community. You're there, you're playing it. If you weren't playing it, you'd be playing old school RuneScape. Cosmetics is all that RS3 has left. Skilling takes 5% of the time if you used it. It used to, yeah. It's not about skilling though, RS3 now, I believe. I think it's all about endgame PVM and bossing. That's what like the core concept of the game is.
Let me preface this video by saying that the feedback...
Sorry, reset that.
Let me preface this video by saying that the feedback is not enough, but Jagex has responded to our feedback on Hero Pass,
Update 1,
so
okay.
Let's talk about it.
I think we saw this like
Whenever
2
you're ready,
updates.
grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I need another Pepsi.
Jagex states that they've been listening and discussing our feedback and are looking to make the system better for everyone. Now, I want you to remember this sentence. This post is for some key areas they are already investigating. Okay. This starts with daily missions.
Okay.
Daily missions were balanced with the intention of moderately active players, according to Jagex, being able to complete them in 20 to 40 minutes or faster when doing the spotlighted task for that daily.
That's a fucking farm run,
Jagex
dude.
acknowledges we like our fast dailies for a chunk of experience, a burst of experience if you will, and is reducing the time it takes to complete dailies to around 15 minutes tops, and buffs the amount of XP you gain from dailies 1 and 2. Dailies 1 and 2 will now each provide a large XP lamp each, which, if I recall correctly, means that daily missions 1 and 2
More XP.
will now give the exact same XP as an extended daily without needing to extend it. Nice one, Jagex. Completing the daily with a spotlighted task will still complete it twice as fast, so far it's looking good. Now, something we didn't know is that Jagex plans to, or intends to add more special missions for future content releases during this battle pass, so that you'll be able to get more hero points from those special missions, which give 1, 2, or 5,000 points depending on the mission, which is good. As for Ironman players, they are looking into discussing the topic of Ironman players being able to claim that XP lamp from daily missions. So far, in an unofficial poll in a big Ironman Discord, it seems that the majority of Ironman players are against this.
Really?
Please keep in mind that this is an unofficial poll. I'm just sharing the news here.
Should Irons be able to obtain XP lamps from in-game events such as Hero Pass and holiday events? No. This is Ironman saying no. Should Irons be able to obtain XP stars in... What the fuck is an XP star? No. Should irons be able to purchase XP Lance using oddments? No. Should iron be able to purchase XP stars using... dude, this is a Sebe wet dream, dude. Holy shit. Do you currently own everything available to irons in the oddment store? Yes. And they don't want more. Fair enough. Should irons be able to purchase various in-game items from the oddment store, such as DTD and Slayer VIP coupons? I don't know what that means. But yes. Okay. Understandable. XP stars give bonus XP for skills. Oh, okay. Okay. So having double XP in your pocket. Alright, cool. What I don't understand is Premier's Club is 12 months, but some players have recurring memberships for years. They should just automatically give you premiers after 12 months recurring rolls over. But you think if someone's playing for 12 years, they should just give you... Oh, if you've been playing for 12 years, then they should make you a Premier Club member. Okay, yeah, that's probably a fair thing, but that means they lose money. Extended dailies sound bad for mental health. It does, yeah, absolutely. I don't mind talking about RS3. I'll probably try it someday, but how come we're talking about it? There's just some drama going on at the moment with people not liking the way Jagex is handling this new hero pass.
And
Death
I'm
Touch
not
does.
going
Oh,
to
Death
delve
Touch
too deep
does.
into
Okay, yeah.
accounts because it's not my place to talk about it
DTD,
as
yeah, I
I'm
know
a
about this.
Runescape player. I did see a lot of concerns about the amount of oddments Ironman players were getting, so maybe that's something up for a change as well. Going back to daily missions, there are two big things I'm missing here. Firstly, the reintroduction of treasure hunter keys as a reward from daily challenges, now called daily missions. There is not a single good reason why these need to be removed as long as people can buy treasure hunter keys. Secondly, there needs to be some kind of save up and store mechanic for daily missions if Jagex's goal really is to reduce daily escape. As it stands, for every set of daily 1, 2, and 3 you miss, you will need to play an hour and a half to catch up. By introducing a save and store mechanic for, let's say, 7 days, you would allow players to catch up on their dailies and reduce the need to log in every day.
I think that's a bad idea. That's the point of a daily. You can't save a daily for a week. It's a daily. Every battle pass I've ever played, if you don't do it that day, you lose it. I think they should just make it more rewarding to do the dailies. That way it's okay to miss a daily because you're getting enough to be able to, you can afford to miss a couple of days here and there. And they did also mention they're going to add those special tier ones anyway eventually. So I don't think storing dailies, that they should just be worth more. Wait, say that again? So what? Like if you have a daily task and you run out of time on it, that's it, it's gone. You'll get a new daily task. You miss those points. They should just increase the amount of points you get on a daily rather than... Because he's saying that you should be able to store dailies so you can do it later in the week if you miss that daily or if you're going to miss the daily. Right? I mean, like, dailies worth more, so you need to do less. Yeah, so you can afford to miss dailies. There's no way to avoid daily escape. There's still daily resets, weekly resets, and monthly reset tickets. Yeah, well, I don't know what that means exactly, reset tickets. As in, what, you just reset it and you get another weekly task after you complete it? I haven't tried Necro yet.
Without hurting the amount of hours they play every single week or month. Of course, I'm not sure what their goal is here, but if their goal is to have people play a lot more, then would it really matter if they played 15 minutes every single day for 7 days, or all of that time at once on a single given day? Why is that so important?
They have sailing.
Because the hero pass...
They've got fucking sailing. Old school Runescape is becoming RS3, 100%.
Or all of that
time... It's confirmed. Look at that. He's rowing his boat. It's not good.
Once on a single given day.
Not good.
Why is that so important? Well, because the hero pass is incredibly grindy, which we're going to get to in just a second. And these daily missions account for 21% of the total points you need to complete the entire hero
it's worth mentioning that they said this special number is going to be higher because as they add more content, they'll add specials to it. So that's cool. But really, dailies 375, it should be like double. I think doubling that and even increasing weeklies in general is not a bad shout, to be honest.
So even if they take 50 minutes, even if they take 5 minutes, which admittedly is quite short, having to log in every single day is not a nice feeling if you aren't feeling the game. If the goal is truly to improve
then don't
and
do
reduce
the battle
daily
pass.
escape...
If you're not feeling the game, you don't want to log in every day, then shit, then don't do the battle pass. Like, yeah, that's the point, right? Double it, give it to the next retard, yeah. Playtime and daily login numbers actually matter for a business. This guy Need to do more research on how this type of stuff works. I'm sure he knows how it works. It's just not really good for the player base. That's a rowboat, not a sailboat. Shut up. Just because they give you shit doesn't mean you have to eat it. No, of course. I get that it's not the best system and it's not the most attractive system and it is a bit annoying, but I'm not necessarily against what, what's his name, Protoxx is saying, but I'm getting the vibe that Protoxx has never played a game with a battle pass and hasn't really seen a battle pass before. I don't think that it's not a very good battle pass. Their system behind it is pretty fucking cheesy and is very, very pay to win, which, you know, I don't play RuneScape 3, so I expect that from RuneScape 3. But this is all typical battle pass bullshit. Like, you could make a video on this about any other battle pass and you'd probably come up with the same answers. What do you think of a new level 80 prayer that gives +1 boost to every skill while active? I think that's dumb.
The solution is simple. Stop making at least a portion of the player base feel like they have to log in every single day. And the portion of the player base that feels forced are the ones that want to complete the pass, obviously. Not everyone is going to care about completing the pass. I understand that. But if we're trying to reduce dailyscape here, we're going to need to allow players to
Well,
say...
he understands that not everyone's going to try and complete the pass, so then... Yeah, that's the answer. Why design a game that is meant to attract players around metrics that don't reflect an accurate image of the health of the game? Because money. That's simple, because money.
Give up their daily missions and complete them whenever they feel like it, just like the general weekly missions. I mean, the mechanics are literally already in the battle pass, but it isn't applied to daily missions as they still have an expiration timer. Now, those missions are still incredibly important because Jagex is not yet adjusting progression rates.
Yeah,
even if you're completing every single mission and perhaps a couple of additional special missions they're going to add, it's still going to take you 1.5 to 3 hours per day to complete this battle pass. In the news post, Jagex says that moderately active players could achieve level 99 in the battle pass, which isn't the end, with their normal playtime. And whatever active players are, which is 30% of the player base according to Jagex, would be able to complete the entire battle pass with their normal average playtime. Now that's most definitely based on real statistics, although why would you design a system that 2/3 or 70% of your player base is not going to be able to complete? Mind you,
because they're not active. That's why they've designed it around 30% of the player base. Yeah, they've designed it around the active player base. The people that are going to use the content. Which is what a battle pass is for. Because I can tell you right now, that active 30% are more likely to spend money on the battle pass than the 70% that are daily playing. I'd like Jagex to define active. I'd say that don't log in, do dailies, and log out. I would say actively go raiding and bossing. To be honest, that, in my opinion, makes sense. That if 30% of the player base is active, then yeah, no shit. Right? Old daily challenges would take like 2 minutes. Great, it's super great for once a day logging in. Yeah, which is what most players do, by the looks of it. You'd assume that a healthier game equals to more money, but dumbass whales fuck up the entire gaming genre. Well, it's just all about metrics and analytics, really. Question, anyone here got an untrimmed Slayer cape? I'm thinking of building a new account for the challenge. Bitch, we are watching a motherfucking video. Alright. Also, no.
Or 70% of your player base is not going to be able to complete. Mind you, some of the more controversial rewards, such as Trailblazer charges...
Sorry to pause again, but 70% of the player base is not going to be able to complete. But you know what? Those 70% of players that are not active might become more active players because they realize, oh, I kind of want to push this battle pass out. That 30% might then become 35%. That's also a thought, right? If 30% of the active player base, sorry, not 30%, if the active player base, which is 30% roughly, could achieve this in their normal playtime, maybe some people are getting progressively through the battle pass and realize, you know what, I can fucking send this if I play a little bit more. Then you got more active players. Depends on the rewards. Exactly. Well, the rewards are PVM related, by the looks of it, which I think is bad for a battle pass. That's not a very good system there because that makes it really unfair and pay to win. But what's new with RuneScape 3? But if that means that this active player base goes from 30% to 40%, then that's a fucking win, right? I think it's not a bad system. I think that's probably the better way to design it.
complete. Mind you, some of the more controversial rewards, such as Trailblazer charges behind the Premium Pass.
What does that do?
Yes, the Premium Pass.
That's
Or
fine.
locked at level 107.
Yep.
Surely a battle pass
what does that do?
controversial rewards
Decreases
such
the
as
amount of steps for all clue scrolls by 1. Decreases the amount of all steps for all clue scrolls by 1. Are clue scrolls big in RuneScape 3? Is that content you want to be doing? 1 charge is consumed upon completing the first step of a clue. Okay, and then yeah, all right. And 28 more charges from the pass, 100 with Premier Pass Hero. Look, part of me doesn't have a problem with that, but part of me does, because I think that is weird that there's actual like buffs, that content that affects the game that isn't cosmetic, being locked behind paying for the battle pass is a bit weird, but at the same time, it's like, that's the point. I don't know. The biggest issue with this whole thing is that Jagex actually presented this as a major update to the game when players have already said they don't want MTX updates. Yeah, I think that's a problem, absolutely, for sure. But this battle pass, to me, almost entirely screams standard battle pass behavior. Are people getting banned for Duke mining at Jagex don't care? We've already talked about it, but I can give you a rundown after this video. Think clue hunting is actually a moneymaker in RS3. Okay, yeah, damn. You get dies from them with dies worth 5 bill. Fuck me.
Trailblazer charges behind the Premium Pass. Yes, the Premium Pass. Or locked at level 107.
I think that's
surely
fine.
A battle pass with an infinite task system after completing it should be balanced around the majority of your player base. It's so hard to
it should be balanced around your active player base, people that are playing the game, I think.
comprehend how they thought this was going to go down well. I really do not understand. It should be like at least 40% faster to make up for whatever the moderately active players are missing opposed to the active players in terms of playtime. I would hope that a battle pass with an infinite system after finishing it would be balanced around like 80% of the player base at least. The majority of players need to be able to complete the battle pass.
I think no, they should make it easier to access, but they should still cater it towards people that actively play the game, because as we've said again, if you like, that's a solid attempt at trying to get daily players to become more active players, which means they might end up playing the game more. They'll actually get some content and try like some stuff for bossing and go to that content. Like, I don't think that's a bad shout at all. Just curious if Jagex is trying to drive this for additional revenue, or they're trying to drive their player base to be more active. Well, both, I would say, but like everything's about revenue. Let's talk about RS3 player base. Meanwhile, they have no player base. I'm confused. Is this the problem with all this is that it's so transparent and such a lazy money grab. Instead of developing genuine content, it's just unlocks the quality of life. That's what battle passes are, aren't they? Every season, new battle pass. People get hyped for the battle pass, they buy it. Stack up like 50 of each tier clue. Oh, that's cool. The hero pass isn't bad by itself, but this is a minor update at best. They showed it in some roadmap as necromancy, okay, and build it as a major, so players expected something else. Yeah, okay, so it was bit deceiving. Yeah. Any battle pass system runs contrary to a good game design. This is just trying to bribe players who wouldn't play as much into playing more with the rewards instead of engaging gameplay. I'm not a very active PUBG player. I play it really casually. But because of the battle pass, I try to play it more. And I'm trying to play more this season because I want the Aston Martin skin. Which, by the way, Corn, we're playing PUBG tonight after stream because I want to get close to that Aston Martin skin. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be playing as much as I am this season round. Battle pass. I'm telling you. I bought the battle pass on PUBG. Of course I'm sending it. So the more active player base, the more likely to spend money on the game. And if you can bring more active players to the game, you're going to get a bigger active player base. You're going to have more money coming to the game. The battle pass system works. A battle pass system for a game that requires a current subscription should be criminal. Well, yes, but that's why they include it with the Premier Pass. But I think, yeah, I think it is. It should be a lot cheaper at the very least. You should be able to get a discount if you're a member, regardless. Like a sizable discount. You won't go live on PUBG? Not today, no. Asking subscribers for more money is like Eunice asking for donos after you spent 80 fucking grand on school. Or Uni's asking for donos, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think, yeah, it is a bit... Yeah, I don't know, man. Old school Runescape doesn't have this problem. That's what I love about it.
The minority. Players should not be spending 1.5 to 3 hours per day completing this battle pass after completing every single mission. And even though this is the supposed first feedback post, Jagex not addressing one of the biggest issues with this battle pass with their first bit of feedback feels like a slap in the face. It's like your entire car breaking down after an accident, the local shop calling you and saying, hey, we fixed your cracked window, but the car still won't start. The other big issue are those content buffs that are
oh, we've already seen that one, yeah.
distributed quite unfairly towards free members and premier players.
So I think if RuneScape 3 was free to play, I wouldn't really have a bigger problem with this. But the fact that you are paying to be a member and you still have to pay again to unlock more of this content is annoying. The Battle Pass idea just simply doesn't really work in RS3 if you're going to have content buffs. Cosmetic, totally fun. It's cosmetics. That's the point. Cosmetics are completely up to you. It's completely in your control. You don't want the cosmetic, you don't buy it. I think the biggest challenge is most of us are nostalgic fucks that are instantly cynical of any method to introduce microtransactions, as we know how shit it can get. No, I don't think so. I don't think nostalgia plays a part in old school RuneScape alone, to be honest. Good morning, Cat. They were afraid IGN might write about it and end them. Yeah.
Buffs, of which the Chaos Ward and Trailblazer ones were the controversial ones, according to Jagex, were a reason to incentivize players to check out certain content. Oh. Why not just make it a special weekly event? Why does it have to be in an MTX system?
Money.
Why do premier players get more of these buffs than regular paying members? That's
money.
They're already paying for their game. It's not a fair way of distributing game-changing buffs which could get more powerful as we go, which is the worrying part about these kind of
money
buffs being split between premier and regular members and being part of a battle pass. The very least they're doing is they're going to have a look at where these buffs are placed in the hero pass to maybe place them a little bit more forward, at least that's what I assume, to reduce the amount of, hey, you need to do this to get these buffs, otherwise you're missing out, FOMO feeling. It's also worth noting that Jagex apologized for presenting the hero pass as a major update, which is good to see. In conclusion, Jagex is awake and listening, and it's good to see them at least adjusting things, although I really hope that this isn't the last we'll hear from it. There's still improvements to be made, specifically on balancing those content buffs, the speed at which you progress for playing your way, i.e. not completing missions the entire time, and the reduction of dailyscape. It's worth noting that I may not make another dedicated video on this topic and instead add it into the usual weekly news unless Jagex does something out of the ordinary. Oh, and if you don't feel satisfied by these changes just yet, don't act that way and let your voice be heard. Catch you guys in the next one.
I think Old Mate here completely missed the mark on what makes a battle pass effective. I feel like he hasn't done a battle pass, seen a battle pass before. I don't think Jagex has done a good job with the battle pass either. I think the battle pass is quite evidently it's difficult to introduce a battle pass into a game that you're already paying for, right? So that makes it really annoying for players. But it definitely should be catered to the active player base, and it should encourage people to become more active players, not people that are daily scaping to get an entire battle pass completed by being a daily scaper. I think there's a threshold of financial burden that your player base will tolerate. Cosmetics are understandable, but why would I pay a monthly subscription for a game I can't compete without microtransactions? It depends if the majority of your player base is Chinese or not, to be honest. But I think they can still compete in the content. You'll just have a bigger advantage over other players if you had those buffs. I mean, how pay to win is RuneScape normally? Pretty heavily pay to win, so are we surprised they tried this? No. Would you say the pass is dog shit? I think the pass, if RuneScape 3 was free to play completely and you didn't have to pay to play the game, the battle pass would be totally fine, in my opinion. I think it is a bit weird that that content buffs are locked behind having to pay for the battle pass, but I could look past that because I would normally buy a battle pass. But it's not, don't worry about what it's. Alright, Lucario, calm the fuck down. I'm just trying to give an overall analysis, alright? I get it. You don't like the battle pass. I don't like it either. But I think that some of the arguments Protoxx made was very bad. Like, they weren't very good arguments. The active player-based system is like that. Yes, that's the point. I genuinely don't think he's seen a battle pass before. This is a shit system. They should definitely give more points for dailies, so you don't feel like you have to complete the dailies, otherwise you miss out. But you shouldn't be able to save dailies because that's not how battle passes work. That's not the point. But apparently we can pull up their website quickly and just have a look before we move on to the real content, which is old school RuneScape. Apparently there's a RuneScape website here somewhere. RuneScape. They have a news post that we may as well see. Player update feedback. Here you go, right here. We may as well check it out, just in case there's anything important. To the RuneScape community, we messed up. The launch of Hero Pass alienated and frustrated many of the community. You've told us, amongst other things, that it was pay to win. Not that it was just pay to win, it was to pay to win. So there's a limit that the RuneScape 3 community is willing to accept. And you'd lost important aspects of daily challenges, of course. We made a significant misjudgment, and we are sorry. We need to, sorry, this is good to read. We need to reflect on that and learn from it. That also means we need to take more time and listen and work with the community. How and why that happened is for another time. What's more important right now is that what we're doing about it. We need a do-over, so we will urgently patch the game to back out the controversial features you've told us are your main pain points. This then will give us the time to digest your feedback in detail and engage in a community consultation to drive a thorough redesign and redevelopment of the Hero Pass. So it's important to remember that they said that the Hero Pass was a major update and it turned out to just be a microtransaction update. So I think if they were a bit more transparent about it being a battle pass system to begin with, they probably wouldn't have such a big problem with the community being annoyed at it. Because I think they kind of just built up this hype and then people were like, what the fuck? So, and I think the more pay-to-win content that comes to RS3, I think the more annoyed RS3 players get. Not because they don't want pay-to-win, but because us old school RuneScape players make fun of them for being pay-to-win. It just gives us more reasons to shit on them. As such, we're making the following changes as soon as we can. Pay-to-win aspects of Hero Pass introduced will be removed. Specifically, this includes disabling the purchase of Hero Pass levels or underworld emblems. This has been hotfixed today. So basically, everyone has full access to the Hero Pass now. Correct? Oh no, just Hero Pass. You can't purchase the levels or the emblems. Well, that's gay. You should be able to buy the levels. Leave that in. That's not a problem. People being able to... If you have a problem with someone buying Hero Pass levels, why? It's their fucking money. You should be able to buy Hero Pass levels, but sure. Hero Pass content buffs will be removed entirely. This will happen as a cold fix next week. I think that's fine. Get rid of the content buffs completely. That way no one has them. That's better than only half the people having them. Hero Pass XP buffs will be moved out of the Premier Rewards track to be available to all members and to be earnable only through gameplay. This will happen as a cold fix, okay? Premier Pass rewards will therefore only be cosmetics and consumables. Yep, that's what a pass should be. Daily challenge system will be reinstated in full. So they're keeping the Hero Pass system. We're working on this urgently and may take a couple of weeks to go live. Daily challenges will return as a standalone system with its prior rewards. This means players can resume daily challenges without engaging in the Hero Pass should they wish. Awesome. Hero Pass rewards will be rebalanced to be easier to obtain. Double the points you get for dailies at least. They don't want to encourage microtransaction supporters. They should. They absolutely should. I don't think there should be any, there should be nothing wrong with people just buying Hero Pass levels. What the fuck is the problem with that? I played a heavy pay-to-win game for 5 years, and update after update they created to the pay-to-win, not free-to-play. Yeah, of course. Always cater to them. This interim fixes... interim fixes are to tackle the most immediate pain points, so we can then focus on the longer period of community consultation and redevelopment. Hopefully these urgent changes demonstrate that we're listening and taking action. While these quick fixes are not necessarily the exact long-term solutions we'll end up with, they do represent the principles addressing the pay-to-win, giving back removed features you're already enjoying, less in-your-face UI, more generous missions, reward balancing. Sounds like they're doing a good job. It sounds like they're making the Hero Pass actually worth doing, to be honest. For the long-term changes, we intend to not rush to allow for a rethink of the design and have the space to work closely and iterate. I don't know what iterate means. The design in consultation with the community. We hope this will rebuild some of the trust that we know has been damaged in the last week. Right. I think it sounds like you still get it's not entirely free. You still have the Premier Pass, right? To unlock more cosmetics. Premier Pass rewards will therefore only be cosmetic and consumables. That's totally fine. as long as the consumables aren't broken. Yeah, I think that's more acceptable. Sounds like ESC V2 of osrs is about to come out. I don't think so. ESC is completely different, I think. Yeah, I think that's the Jagex is heading in the right direction. They definitely should have maybe even had some sort of feedback before they went ahead with the battle pass. But yeah, interesting. I wonder. Yeah, fuck. Thank God we play old school RuneScape. This is the easiest move in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.